I happened to be at a friend's house in 99. They had X Games on when Tony did the 900. And that was it for me. Like, I saw that and I was like, I want to skate vert. That was so fucking sick. Oh, can we curse on here?
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Sick.
What?
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny. Fueled by Monster Energy.
We hood?
We're in the hood, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel cool.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, anyone who wears sunglasses at night is either really cool or really baked.
Or both.
Or both.
Or both, yeah.
You ever think about that, Dan?
Never thought about that.
Elliot Sloan, welcome to Monster Energy.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
New year,
New year.
new sponsors,
Let's go.
new ramp, same ramp,
Same ramp.
same ramp.
Well, we're about to resurface it, so kind of new ramp.
Kind of new
Almost.
You're going to resurface the whole ramp?
The
or you
whole
do it in
thing. Yeah, we
sections?
just had a meeting with Skate Light last week, and
It went well?
they went,
'Cause
let's go.
you're like,
Like,
I hope
okay.
this meeting goes well because I need about, 150 sheets?
It's probably like 300 sheets.
Wow. And what, doesn't Skate Light pretty expensive?
It's
But-
like 250 or 300 a sheet for the 5x12.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy
5 by
shit.
12?
They come in 4x8 and 5x12s. Yeah.
Oh, that makes better sounds on the wheels then.
Mm.
The bigger sheets.
Less seams. Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know, Elliot has, well, he's like the world's #1 mega ramp skateboarder, but he has a ramp in, a mega ramp in his backyard. But you would think that, like, when you hear that he'd, like, live out in the bush or live out in the sticks. He lives in, like, I don't know, it's like suburbia, what is it?
Yeah.
Suburbia Carlsbad or Encinitas? Vista?
Yeah.
It's like he has a mega ramp in, like, there's, what do your neighbors think about that?
They're pretty cool, man. I got really lucky with the neighbors. I got really lucky with that property. And the city that it's in, just, it's crazy. Like, you don't need permits for anything under 30 feet, which is,
30 feet tall.
yeah.
But they know you're going 30 feet off of it. So does that mean the quarter pipe's 29 feet then?
Yeah, it's 20. Yeah, it's 20, yeah.
Is it regular? Is it standard size of the one at X Games?
No, so that one's 27. The Roland's like, oh yeah, there it is. That Roland's like
Oh, there it is.
75, I think, or 80 feet tall, and then the quarter pipe's 27.
What's yours?
20.
So does that like when you're learning tricks? What's the difference of doing it for yours and then taking it to say like the X Games ramp?
Just the timing, like when you're skating the full mega, everything is just slower.
Right.
It's way slower and faster at the same time.
Do you prefer that?
Certain tricks are maybe easier on mega because you have more time, but you know, your board's also like twice as big, which is kind of annoying sometimes.
Really? So what size board are you riding? Because I ride like an 8.175.
I ride 875. So the
875.
board's actually the same width for the setup at my house in full mega. The full mega setup's just a bigger wheelbase. Yeah. And wider trucks.
So it's like your big gun.
Yeah.
Do you call it the big gun? Or what do you,
I don't know.
What do you call a big gun?
The big gun.
I don't know. I mean,
Danny's got a little gun.
hey,
Squirt gun.
guys,
Cap
pretty
gun.
decent sized gun. But I would think like the big gun would be like your big surfboard, like big
Yeah.
Kahuna style.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? Like
Yeah,
something you're
it's,
not going to break out on the curb.
Yeah, definitely not.
Can you 360 flip your the board that you ride mega on?
I've done one.
That's not.
Yeah, it's
On flat ground?
No. Oh, yeah, I can do them on flat ground. You're talking about like over the jump?
Yeah, over the jump.
Yeah, I've done it one time. One time without grabbing. I think a couple times I grabbed different grabs.
I feel like you don't grab a lot.
Um,
Like you make it look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I try. I don't know. I try not to. Sometimes I got a couple tricks that like no grab ones, or I don't know. The no grab stuff's always way harder. But They look sick.
No grab back 5. Is that in the future or what?
I've
Kickflip.
done one ollie 5. Took me forever. Took me probably 5 days.
Couldn't have been forever. Just 5 days.
5 days.
5 days is forever in skate
Yeah.
terminology.
It seems like forever.
Have you done frontside 7? Yeah.
Yeah, I've done 2 frontside 7s over the gap.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Feel
Way
like-
harder than backside. Like anything frontside spinning is pretty much harder than backside.
See, in snowboarding, I feel like it's easier, right?
Definitely. I feel like frontside spinning off the toes is pretty easy. You were one great frontside spinner, Dingo. Dingo
Yeah.
frontside 7 probably like 100 feet before.
Yeah.
Wow.
He used to
Yeah.
just test jumps out. We'd send him in.
I was
What
the guinea.
grab?
Send in the Dingo.
I was a guinea pig. I'd grab melon. So like,
Yeah,
Like
that's
that.
the one that I've done.
yeah. And then like if I like, because Danny used to do these like sick like, I get what's that? Mute.
I mean,
Mute. You feel more comfortable with mute, like because like, but like melon was just kind of your arms right there.
Right.
Yeah. Frontside spinning was my jam, and then I could do like switch backside. Whatever reason, I just felt comfortable. Yeah, but for whatever reason, I used to be able to like guinea. They would send me off the jump first, so I'd either die or not die.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I could just like, I had like a pretty good gauge.
yeah, you had a really good like speedometer. In
I had a
your
good
brain,
speedometer,
You know, speedometer, spindometer.
Spindometer.
spindometer. But fuck, that was many, many, many moons ago. And like watching the Olympics and watching these kids now is fucking. It's like it's actually, we were joking about watching the announcers. Back in our day, the announcers. Well, I was an announcer, and I pride myself when I used to not really fuck up. You know, that's like something you do as an announcer. And now all they do is fuck up.
Yeah.
Left
Left and right.
Now they just go silent.
Yeah, they're like 1, 2, 3, 4.5.
Yeah.
They look to the person next to, was that 5? They're like, I don't know. They go silent.
Yeah.
It's tough, you know. You
Yeah.
think a mega ramp will end up like where we're at in snowboarding?
Well, as far as what, like contests and just coverage or?
Spin to win.
I don't know. I've always wondered what it would be like to hit like a step down jump. Ours is like a 3-foot step up. It's always been 3 feet. That seems to be the magic number. But
Yeah.
I feel like if it was like this, you could probably get a couple more rotations in.
Right. So
But-
if they made the landing, the takeoff steeper and the landing steeper.
Yeah, and lower.
Right.
But unfortunately, it's not like snow where you can just mold it. And
Well, you have
Right.
that opportunity. I mean, you have the yard for it. and
Yeah.
You got this skate light hook.
Right,
We can
right.
bring a, we can bring a snowblower to your
Oh,
house.
We
skate
could try
light.
it.
Where do you pull inspiration from? Because I mean, a lot of the mega ramp stuff, you guys are doing either some tricks obviously from skateboarding heritage, but I feel like with the jump ramp, are you guys looking at snowboarding at all?
Oh,
Do you-
definitely. Yeah, there's a couple snowboard tricks that I still want to figure out how to do on a skateboard. But I mean, I think originally Danny Way, like
Yep.
seeing the DC video, that was like my all-time inspiration. I'll never forget. I was like, I think 11 or 12. I was living on the East Coast at the time. They just got it in. I was at the skate shop. They're like, we just got the DC video, and popped it in. And I was just like, that was it for
you're
me.
in New York. Did you grow
Yeah,
up?
I grew up in New York,
Where in New York?
Manhattan.
That's wild.
What
Yeah.
the hell? And you're like skating nothing but street. I mean, there is a few fun little parks around. there,
Yeah.
for sure.
So I used to skate like street, just kind of messing around. And luckily, the city at the time had 2 skate parks that had small vert ramps.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And they're gone now, but I was lucky enough to grow up there while
I
they
think
were
I
there.
skated that one with it was like a bunch of different blue ramps.
Yeah.
That was
There's-
like on the pier. Pier
So there
Park?
was Chelsea Piers
Yep.
on 23rd Street, and then another one on 108th Street in Riverside. Both outdoors.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to skate in the wintertime out there.
Right?
I feel like, I mean, New York is one of those places where it is really hard to skate, right? Because you see
Yeah.
all these iconic spots and you're like, that looks great. I want to go there and do it. And then
Yeah.
you're like, this concrete is so fucking rough.
It's brutal.
You're like, how the hell are people pushing through this? And
Yeah.
I don't know. My knees, like whenever it would go winter, like those cracks just like shake and rattle my soul.
Yeah. Super hard to warm up like that, especially if you fall while you're warming up and you just like smack your hand and your hand's numb for like a day.
Yeah, but that probably toughens you up for like, that's why you ended up where you're at now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely grateful that I had that experience of growing up there and, you know, in that time period too. I feel like the 90s in the city were
Pretty iconic.
Pretty iconic for sure.
Was there any like point, did you want to be a street skater?
Not really. I think when I was skating street, it was just kind of like messing around. But I happened to be at a friend's house in 99. They had X Games on when Tony did the 900. And that was it for me. Like I saw that and I was like, I want to skate vert. That was so fucking sick. Oh, can we curse on here?
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Sick. But yeah, so I was at a friend's house and they had that on and that was it. I was like, I'm going to the skate park tomorrow and skating vert. But it took me a year to drop in on a vert ramp.
It took you a year?
A year of just like going there, pumping up and down, going up to the top, looking down, like, oh, fuck, maybe tomorrow.
And what was like your pad situation like? Were you like acquiring the pads? Because I feel like you got to get kind of knighted up in a way.
That's a good question. I didn't even think about the pads.
I had
I
some
don't know.
fat boys growing up, and I thought I was the shit. I would like knee slide out of anything, and I'd like wear them in the skate park at Hackettstown. Did you ever go to
Yeah,
that
I
park?
did go there. Yep.
So I'd have these huge fat boy pads, and I'd be
Nice.
like kick flipping into in this fly box and knee sliding out of it. And like Tim O'Connor would roll up and be like, dude, where's the knee pads?
I think I had some like maybe some Rectors.
Okay.
And what was that other company? It's like Behringer or I don't know. They were weird.
But they're needed, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you can't run out of
You can try.
you
It's
can
not
only
gonna
run
feel-
so fast.
Yeah. I look at kids now, like when they're running out of things, I'm just like, no, it just like hurts looking at that.
Yeah.
To do that.
Has that become more common though? Like there's like the cool kids or the cool, like that they don't want to wear pads?
Pretty much, yeah. Like nobody wears pads unless you're skating vert or mega.
And there's just less and less vert ramps now, right?
Kinda. I mean, they're coming back around. There's a lot of these like smaller vert ramps that are popping up, which I guess it's good, but for me it's hard to skate. They're like really small.
Yeah, like what's your like preferred? What would you think is like a perfect kind of vert ramp?
I mean, the standard's like 13 and a half now. That's pretty solid. Mine's a little bit bigger than that, but only because we designed it after the ramp that's at the X Games. That one's like, it's like almost 14.
And then do you have a roll into your vert ramp also?
I do, yeah.
God, those are so cool.
They are pretty fun.
That looks like it takes away so much effort.
It does, yeah. It's super nice to
Like,
start off.
do you ever have anyone like if they can't drop in, you're like, just roll
Just
in,
roll.
just roll in, and maybe carve a little bit
Yeah.
harder.
Pretty much, yeah. Like you can eat up that speed by, rolling in and just carving the whole ramp.
Jeez, that's pretty sick.
Do you have like any opinion on like vert ramp not being in the Olympics?
I mean, it's just a bummer
I agree.
all around. I was watching the Olympics the whole time, just thinking like, damn it, dude, I want to be in there, because like I'm 33 now. The next one I'll be,
Well, it's 3
I don't know.
years.
yeah.
So it's
maybe the
36.
next one,
Is there talk about them putting a vert in?
maybe. I don't know. Beyond that, though, I don't know. I might be getting up there, but
There's definitely no chance of the mega going in, huh?
I don't think so. I mean,
As an exhibition, it would be cool though.
yeah, for sure. I mean, from what I heard, it came down to like there being enough men and women
That's what I've heard.
from each country for it to qualify as an Olympic event, and just there weren't enough women from enough countries.
Right. I mean, they couldn't even do a mega for,
No.
right? And then for vert.
But
it's
I also-
sad that there's not though. Like there's
Yeah.
still a good amount of vert skaters, and I
For
feel like
sure.
I feel like there's a lot of young ones that have come up recently too. You
Totally.
know?
And I think like if they were to just announce, hey, we're having vert in the Olympics 3 years out.
Yeah. Well, Japan and China are going to build teams.
Yeah. Like without a doubt, there's going to be a ton of people coming to skate vert.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of crazy because I remember when they tried to take vert skating out of X Games.
yeah,
That was,
Almost.
six years ago or something, and it got announced with no vert, and that was the first event in. Yeah, it was a couple.
Yeah.
He doesn't even remember this.
No, I would have boycotted it for sure.
No, it got announced with no vert,
Yeah.
and then they ended up putting it in the parking lot out the back, and then just realized, also too, I think it was X Games' first competition.
Yeah.
So it's like you
can't have the X Games without that. It's like it's what made X Games.
Yeah.
So luckily they still haven't taken it out, even though there was talk. It seemed like it was
They
pretty
announced
close.
it. Like they announced X Games without it in there, and then they kicked up a fuss and whatever. Yeah.
I think it was a lot of the mega guys were like protesting. From what I remember, they're like, we're not, and that's like one of their bigger events. They're like, we're not going to skate if there's no vert.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right.
So at what moment was the transition for you to come out west? Like, where was that inspiration, and when did that happen in your career?
Let's see. I think it was end of 2006, and I had been skating for a while at that point, and all this shit just started happening. All my skate parks started shutting down. The last one was like 2.5 hours away, so I went from skating like every day at this park called Rexplex in New Jersey. It was indoors. That one shut down. Then the last one was in Philly. That shut down. And then I kind of stopped skating for a bit. And then my dad passed away. And I was just like going through a pretty shitty time. And I had some friends out here, and they were all like encouraging me to come out. And, it was probably like 3 or 4 months where I just like wasn't skating. I was like working this shitty job. It was freezing. I was like, I think it was like one moment where I was driving to work in the morning. And I was like chipping ice off my windshield. And I'm like, I fucking hate this. I'm over this. Like I'm going to drive out there. And I just drove out. And my mom was like losing her mind. She's like, wait, we got to figure this out. And I'm just like, I'm going later. And and then she came out like a few months later, and that was it.
She was like, that was the right choice. It's fucking freezing back there.
Yeah, you don't have the ice chipper in your car anymore.
And no, no way.
It's 80 degrees outside every day.
Every day.
It's like a skater's paradise.
Yeah, exactly.
So you weren't pro then at that point, right?
No.
Like you just came out here. Were you working a job?
Yeah, I had a couple jobs when I first came out here, and yeah.
Was one of them landscaping at Bob's house?
No,
mowed lawn at Danny's and cleaned the ramp at Bob's.
No, it's funny. I one of the jobs I was actually a teller at Bank of America, and I had a conversation with Sal like a while ago, and found out that he was actually a teller at Bank of America as well. So.
Oh wow, that's
a little fun fact.
Wow, that is a fun fact. Same bank?
What? No.
Actually,
what? Same bank.
Sal was one of my first sponsors. Like back in the day, I was living in New Jersey snowboarding, and he was working for Alphanumeric.
Oh no shit!
And I just kept talking to like once a year to this guy Sal, and then like years on, I got to meet him. And was like, dude, this guy's awesome.
Yeah.
It was so funny because he'd like call me up and be like, Sal, like who is Sal? For a while, and I didn't realize he was a Bank of America teller at that time.
That's crazy.
Cool. But yeah, so no, I worked a bunch of jobs, and then I was going to all the dew tours trying to qualify, and to be honest, like the first few years of contest really sucked.
And you're skating vert at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always dead last.
And who's
Never
winning these
qualified.
competitions at that time?
It was like Bucky, Sean
White.
Yeah.
That's that era. PLG.
PLG.
Colin still competing?
No.
You looked up to Colin a lot though, yeah?
Oh yeah. Big time. I would just watch Plan B videos and like was just blown away at how young he was and small he was, and I was just like, I could do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a beast. It was funny. They actually they had a demo at that Chelsea Piers Park when Tony used to do the gigantic skate park tour.
Yep.
And they came through, and Colin was there, and like at that time it was like Tony and Colin were like my two favorites, and I was so like shy. I was like, oh my god, there he is. My mom went up to him after the demo, and she's like, oh my god, like you're my son's favorite skater, like is there anything you can give him or whatever? And he gave me his shorts that he skated with in the demo, and they were like disgusting, sweaty, and I used to skate in them. They were like 10 times too big but I would just like cinch them up, And I'd be like, I'm fucking skating in Colin McKay's shorts.
That's
like,
pretty next level.
I wish I had those shorts.
Like, wow.
Where did those shorts end
I
up?
don't know. What? It's funny. I tell him about that like all the time. Like, remember those like shorts you gave me?
Man, what a legend.
Yeah.
So you're competing, and that's a pretty gnarly era of vert skaters. When did you first hit the mega?
Maybe like 2008. Because like when I first moved out to California, we were skating out at Bob's all the time, his vert ramp.
That was the only one, right?
No, there was like Tony's ramp. There was the Y.
Oh, no, I was talking about mega.
Oh, the mega, yeah. And every time we'd go skate Bob's, I would just like walk over there after, and I'd, be eyeing it up. And I'd walk up there and be like, fuck, this is way bigger than I thought, dude. And so, yeah, that took me a few months to get the courage to try that.
Were people like riding it at that time, or everyone was kind of session the main ramp?
Like very few. I think it was like Bob, Jake, Danny, Rob Lorfus. I think that's it. It was like a very small group of dudes at that time.
Were you at X Games for Jake's crash?
I wasn't. I was there the year before, and then I think the year after was the first mega X Games I skated in. I think I skated the last year or 2 years in the Staples Center.
Yep.
That was all time, man. They should bring it back there.
That setup was pretty gnarly.
It was so epic.
I was there. I remember watching those shoes. Like I was behind the ramp, and so he disappeared, obviously, and then I just saw his shoes come flying up.
They went really high in the air. That one shoe was like, boom.
Well, Jake always skates with like pretty loose shoes anyway, so it's
So it happens all the time.
Oh,
it's like usually you just see like
but,
him go down and a shoe go up.
I've always tripped out when I skate with him. It's like, how are you, like when I skate, my shoes are like tight. I like tight shoes. His are just like flopping around.
He's still in like the super puffy tongue era. So
Kinda,
like,
yeah,
He never got out of it.
Yeah.
He's got the big tongue to like keep his shoe on.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
That was
Jake Tech.
That put the mega ramp on the world map. Obviously, Danny and Bob were the leading force in it, but that crash was mainstream. He was on Larry King Live.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about it, and then I think people understood like how gnarly it is.
Yeah.
That, you are, what's that quarter pipe's 27 feet tall?
Mm-hmm.
What was Jake, 20 feet in the air?
25 probably.
45 feet to flat.
Yeah.
Survived.
Yeah.
Was, I think, out that night.
I think, I was going to say, I did see him at the event or party later with like a cane. And you're like, whoa, did you just age 30 years? Like, what happened, dude? Like,
yeah.
He didn't get hurt. He just aged.
Yeah. I remember seeing a clip of him after that where he said something about how he was bummed that he couldn't party that night.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, there goes the party. Like, damn, dude.
And then, so you competed in it again. So you were the two last years of the Staples.
Yeah.
And then
It was so gnarly in the Staples Center, dude.
When did you win your first gold?
2013.
Okay. And then that was out of the Staples Center.
Yeah, that was in Irwindale, that racetrack out there.
How's the difference between inside and outside? I mean, obviously when you're outside, there's all these variables of wind and weather and
it sucks outside.
right.
One of the years at X Games they canceled it because it was too windy.
Yep.
And it sucked because it was like the first 2 days it rained out, and the third day it was like blue skies but like 60 mile an hour winds, and like we tried skating and we're like, dude, we're not skating this.
Yeah, I
That
feel
sucked.
like inside would be so much like not obviously safer because of weather conditions, but I feel like, you would know this better than anyone, right? Where maybe you're like climbing levels of seats. Maybe it doesn't feel like you're as far off the ground as you really are, like kind of help you push it even to that another level because you're still eye level with people until you get to like 30 feet above that.
Yeah. It's crazy how you can really feel the wind when you're up there. Like you can literally feel it like moving you around, like pushing your board away, like knocking you out the flat, pushing over the deck. It's scary.
How have you? What's the gnarliest wreck you've had?
All of them on Mega Ramp. I'd say the gnarliest one was out at Bob's in 2015. This was like 6 weeks before X Games. I was trying to get 900s wired, and I felt so good that day. I did 2 of them in a row, and I was like, all right, if I can do 3 in a row, like I'm gonna feel good, you know?
You own it.
Yeah. And to this day, I still don't know what happened. I went up, and it was the scariest thing ever. Like I just got lost. I didn't know where I was in the air. Like I couldn't tell which way was up or down. And I was like, oh shit, this is not going to be good. And the next thing I know, boom, I hit my head like straight on into the transition and like got flung back. And every time I watch that clip, I'm like, I don't know how I didn't break my neck. Cause like my head was like tucked in and I hit the tranny like that and then flipped back. And immediately I kind of got knocked out. And my first thought was like, oh my God, I broke my neck. Like, can I move everything? Okay, I think I can move everything. Like, let's go to the hospital, like right now.
What's kind of knocked out?
Just, you know, fireworks, like
Yeah, you
not like unconscious.
you're
but
not
I was
unconscious,
just
but you're buzzing.
It's like you
Buzzing.
like wake up from a nap in a sense where you're like, what the hell
Yeah.
just happened?
Yeah, scary. So that was one of them. Another one was out at Woodward when they first built that mega out there. And I think there was something wrong with the quarter pipe, but it was like my second jump there. Did this air. I'm all the way at the top, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm pretty far over the deck. Oh, I'm going to land on the coping. And I did probably like an 18-foot air and just like straight to the coping. And then like flipped off, landed on the flat. So it was like a double slam, like 1, 2.
Yeah, I feel like that's the jump's one part, the quarter pipe's the whole.
It's the quarter pipe that's
Wouldn't it be
gnarly.
so nice just to land the jump and just roll out?
That-
It
I don't-
really
that's-
would.
I would love them to do that too,
Yeah.
because then I'd consider doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I got a backside 7.
Yeah.
This thing, or like,
I've been thinking about that for a
Cab
while.
9.
I want to jump 100 feet, like a world record thing. I just don't want to hit a quarter pipe.
yeah, no one wants.
You know?
I don't want to hit.
Could
that
we
thing.
do that?
I could do it. I feel pretty confident about it.
Do you
There's
guys
just-
like warm up on the quarter pipe at all? Is there a way to like roll over the knuckle and just kind of do?
Yeah,
some
so
airs,
we'll
or-
usually like start at the top of that landing and kind of like run down, but you know, you probably only do like a 2 or 3 foot air, so it's not like
You're really testing out. the
you're just kind of
speed
getting a
and
feel
anyway.
of like the transition. You're like, all right, I guess we'll just go for it now.
Where's the progression of it? Because I watch contests now, and you're kind of in the middle of it. You know, I remember watching, I think, Bob's last contest. You're watching Bob Burnquist, and then you're watching a 13-year-old kid
Yeah,
compete against him. Like, there's a lot of young kids that have come through, which is awesome. You need
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
If there was no one coming through, then where's the future of it? But, you know, how is that? Because there's not many sports where there is an age gap like that.
Yeah,
You know, you got kids up there that are still in primary school. I'm not like
Yeah.
middle school, maybe. I don't know.
it's pretty scary, you know, because it's crazy. Like I think I'm the oldest one out there now. Used to be Bob, and now it's like me, and I'm kind of tripping on that.
You're like, hey
but-
Bob, come back.
Hey, come back, Bob. But it's awesome, you know. It's great to see the younger kids getting into it, and definitely shows the future of it. But I mean, as far as contest, I feel like the full mega kind of like got a little bit stagnant there for a bit. It was like a lot of the same tricks. I mean, even myself, I was doing the same run for a couple of years in a row there. It's like, but it's also like that jump was so gnarly that there's only like so many things you can do on that
Yep.
before you're like, I'm just trying to hold on and like do something gnarly. Where this thing that I created at my house, I think it's kind of opens the door for a lot more like possibilities and like combinations of tricks. So I'm pretty stoked on the direction that it's going with that.
You also like a super kind of, you're like a talented musician.
Thank you.
I've seen you DJ. I've seen you DJ.
Oh,
you
yeah.
opened for Marshmallow at one
Yeah,
X Games,
that
which
was
was
so fun.
super sick.
So fun.
All right. And then you're also kind of into like rock music.
Yeah.
Have you always been into music?
Oh yeah, big time into music. Been a metalhead for a really long time, and I got into electronic music through The Prodigy originally, and then it wasn't till years later when I first heard this group Pendulum. It's like a drum and bass group, and then when I first heard Skrillex, that kind of like fucked me up. I was like, what is that.
Yeah, but I think that was like a cross between like Prodigy and like new stuff, right? Like I feel like Prodigy even back in the day wasn't real, like it was in the EDM character, it was in the EDM category.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like all the other EDM music.
Definitely not. Yeah, I mean there were definitely, elements of guitar and just, I mean, they're all time, man.
Because I forget what it was, but I feel like they could drop, like, I forget which album it was, but they could drop that album now and it would be, I feel like, just as successful as it was back then.
The Fat of the Land.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one.
And
even
then,
the one after that was really sick too.
And then with what Sonny or Skrillex did, is kind of the same. But Skrillex grew up; he was a bassist in a punk rock band.
Yeah, from
and
first
a skateboarder.
To last. Yeah, he's awesome. It was so funny. I was like on some trip somewhere by myself coming back in the airport, and I saw he started following me on Instagram, and like I dropped my phone. I was like, like I wanted to tell somebody, but I was like, holy shit, I'm like such a huge fan of his. But when I first heard that, like he kind of like got me into like more of like the sound design shit. Cause like when I heard it, I was like, how are they making these sounds?
Yeah.
Like it just blew my mind. Like, so yeah, I've been pretty heavily into that for a while.
Yeah, it's cool. Has he made new music recently? He like disappeared.
No, he's like ghost producing, I think, for a lot of like bigger acts. I think he just did something with Justin Bieber. He did something with that guy. He's like a big reggaeton dude. I forget his name, but that track was huge. He's definitely kind of like branched out from where he first started.
Yeah.
Like the heavy dubstep.
Well, it's got to be a crazy scene to be into, That world's like, they're up late.
Yeah. Oh, with J Balvin?
J Balvin. Yeah. What are you laughing at?
Just laughing at you. Saying they're up late. I think you should hit up Skrillex and pitch the idea of a new song with like all skateboard sounds.
Oh my God. Can we make
with,
that happen?
Grinds
Do you know it?
and
Yeah, I know Sonny.
slams and shit. Like,
Let's make that happen.
He has a building he owns a lot of stuff, but he has a building downtown where he records and does stuff out of, like kind of where I like close to live.
We need to make that happen.
Yeah. And then every time I've been around him, he like likes to talk about skateboarding. He will see
he can skate too.
Yeah, he can skate. Yeah.
That's rad.
So for you, going like back to it for growing up, Tony Hawk changed your life basically.
Yeah.
Probably times two.
Oh yeah.
Because now you have a pro model with Birdhouse.
Yeah.
How was that moment?
Oh, when I got the board?
Yeah.
It was probably the best day of my life. Like definitely a full circle moment, from like, this is the dude that got me into skateboarding, that sent me on this path in life, to like, now I'm riding for his board company. And now I have my own board on Birdhouse. It's like pretty awesome.
That's got to be pretty cool.
It's so cool.
Because, I mean, he's like the inventor, creator, right, of the backside 9 invert. But he really only did it like...
Backside 9 invert?
I don't know.
No, backside 9, sorry.
Invert. Oh, okay.
Invert.
Onvert.
How would you pronounce that?
I don't know.
All right, anyways.
He's the
first backside niner.
Niner.
So he freaking threw out this backside niner, and he probably did it about as tall as he is.
Yeah.
Maybe 6'7" or something.
He's not 6'7",
He's
dude.
huge. I've met him before. He's tall.
Dude.
He's tall.
You don't
like
call him
6'3".
Birdman for no reason.
Oh, is that where he got it from?
And then
I didn't know birds were
but
tall.
now all of a sudden, I mean,
Big Bird's tall.
I've seen you throw a backside 9 on this quarter pipe, probably almost like 18 feet out.
Yeah.
Or bigger,
Yeah. I've never done one on vert. I got pretty close. I think I started trying them on vert, and then the first one I did was on mini mega. It was like 18-foot quarter. And then I've done them on mega, which every time I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this.
Really?
It's like you don't see anything.
No.
It's just, oh, fuck, I made it. Sick.
I noticed that in one of the videos because it's like your first backside 5 is so slow, but then you kind of like pick up a little bit rotation is on the tail grab one.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like coming down, you really like finish the whole thing on the way down almost.
Yeah.
Like
you're spinning the whole way. There's no like spotting it. It's just like by the time you come around, you're just like, boom, that's it. It's a trip.
Like obviously there's a risk you run every time you get on the Mega. Do you feel like that at home too, or are you just really comfortable on your home ramp?
I'm pretty comfortable. Yeah, unless I'm dropping in switch on the rolling, like I feel pretty good about, or I'm trying a frontside 7. Those ones, I really want to figure that trick out. But every time I try one of those, like I'll usually come around like right on my back.
Yep.
That never feels good.
No, you got to keep that. You got to keep that body up. Throw into it. You know.
Yeah.
Don't just throw back.
Yeah.
You know. Right, Ding?
Yeah. Right. Don't just throw back.
But one trick I think would be insane. You know, talking about carrying over from snowboarding to skating, and in snowboarding, I think one of the coolest tricks is like a backside 5 Japan in snowboarding, because like the way you're
over the gap,
and I think
to fakie. Yeah.
But then you got to hit the mega switch, which kind of seems scary.
Do you hit that switch?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. You do that
I've done
switch back to
fakie.
180, right?
Yeah. Well, I've done that.
That's like the floater. You do that no grab.
Yeah.
What you did something recently which hasn't been done before, and I'm trying to hit my computer.
I do the tail grab 5s to
Tail grab 'em?
fakie. Japan would be sick.
Didn't you do something where you got rid of the board? I'm trying to
Did I get
think.
rid of
Oh, you're thinking of the Christ Air.
Yeah.
Oh, which one?
I think but probably that was a regular thing, no?
I don't know, man. You
I
did
have to
something
go
in the
through
last
my
like
IG.
6 months
Um,
that like I don't think it'd been done before.
I really want to do a backflip Christ Air and call it the Antichrist Air.
Oh, I like that.
So how would
if
you
think
do
when
that?
you're upside down, it's like you're gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have
That's
you tried
pretty
it?
evil.
I've tried it into a foam pit, and it's scary because as soon as you open up, you kind of stop spinning. So I tried a few out at Park City at the
got
Woodward there,
this.
and like I just landed scorpion every time.
I think you got to put on like a heavier death metal track. Like,
Probably.
It's got to be like super evil.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the evilest metal is.
Yeah. Like
I
King
think he's
Diamond,
onto something
Merciful
there.
Fate.
Yeah, something like that,
Yeah.
or like Cannibal Corpse or something.
Yeah.
I did this one like a year ago. It's kind of like it's like a barrel roll kind of thing. It's like a front flip, but you're like sideways front flip. I think it's a snowboard trick, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I think they call them sloth rolls. That's
A
new
sloth
thing.
roll?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Hang on. So when you take off what shoulder, it goes under what?
It's like I have to move that. It's kind of like this, grabbing indie.
Yep, that's sloth.
That's
And you
sloth,
go-
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like a McTwist.
But you're coming back regular, right?
Yeah,
Does anybody do true McTwists on the quarter pipe?
yeah.
They do.
Clay Kreiner.
Because
he does a
imagine
proper
seeing like
McTwist.
Trevor Andrews, like in Trevor. Have you know who Trevor Andrews is? Gucci Ghost, but he's
Okay.
originally a pro snowboarder
Okay.
from Canada, and back in the day, he had like the most OG McTwist, like the McTwist he did
was
in the 2002
iconic,
Olympics,
yeah.
like iconic. Imagine seeing like a skateboarder, like imagine seeing Trevor do like a Trevor Andrews McTwist on the quarter pipe. How sick that would look.
That'd be pretty sick.
That would be sick. I really want to do. I got pretty close to him. It's like a backside rodeo.
Yep.
720, where you kind of like take off on your heels.
Yeah.
The problem is like our jumps are just like too flat.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier. Like if there was a steeper takeoff and a
Yeah.
steeper landing,
Yeah.
which if Mega ever ends up in the Olympics, that's what they're gonna do.
But it sucks because if you change that, then you almost have to change. Like if you have a
whole
steep
landing.
jump,
you
have
need
to
both.
you
It
need-
needs to be steep and steep.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And then
We're
maybe
getting
that
there.
gets safer for your landing, because the steeper the landing, the less chance you have of getting hurt.
No, because then it's shorter. You know what I mean?
Higher
There's-
chance of landing flat.
Yeah. I don't know.
When are we gonna
make it
throw a
happen.
party? When's the official Monster Energy coming out party at your house, dude?
You tell me
Yeah, I'm gonna
right now. This weekend, the Super Bowl. Do a monster Super Bowl party.
We could do that.
That'd be tight.
I'll be at the Super Bowl though.
Oh, you are
Yeah,
lucky bastard.
that guy.
Is that in LA?
It's in LA.
Wow.
Oh, here we go. You two. So do you guys
Yeah.
know, you guys know that the Rams are from LA, right?
Yes.
Okay, good to know. And the Bengals are in there, but who cares about that?
How'd the Bengals get in there?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
By the time people hear this, there'll already be a winner. So
That's true.
If you could foresee the future right now.
Congratulations to the Bengals last week. They really crushed it, huh?
Yeah, that Burrows is really he's a quarterback, huh?
He's got the tightest end.
At X Games, we were having the conversation about Gronk, who's now you got teammate. Danny's been to Gronk's house.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Sick.
He's like a grown kid.
That's what I
Like
heard.
there was like toys around. It was like big. Like I was like looking for Tom Hanks in a way. Like, dude, this is the nicest condo I've ever seen. And you have a trampoline?
That's so sick.
Like, this is so cool.
That's awesome.
There's like underwear on his trophy and stuff.
It's definitely Tom Hanks from Big.
I'm kind of a kid too, though.
I think we all are.
I mean, I still collect like figures and all kinds of.
What kind of figures you
shit.
collecting?
Let's see. I got a lot of Spawn, a lot of like horror movie shit.
What kind of horror movies are you into?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Freddy Krueger?
Yep, I got some of that stuff.
I got a signed Freddy Krueger from Robert England, the actor, and the painting is
sick.
so dope.
Hell yeah.
Dingo has like the worst guest bedroom ever.
You're just trying to sleep and like Freddy's watching over you.
And there's like a 3x3 Freddy, and then there's also like the Joker, and it's
I have
just
a life-size
like,
Jason.
right.
Too.
Oh, that's tight.
Yeah, and it's like you press a button and it goes. One of its eyes moves.
Yeah, horror movies, they don't do them like they used to.
No.
I mean, everything's changed, but horror movies back in the day used to be so
all
sick.
time.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah.
We
Why
tried
not?
to check. You want to know
We
something
are
crazy?
aliens.
My mom sent me a picture the other day. Me and Danny are big alien guys. We kind of are aliens. A little bit.
A little bit.
But my mom sent me this picture, and it's from my grade 6. Right? So I'm going to read this out to you too, Danny. Highlights of the year. I'm not going to read the highlights. Most embarrassing moment. Not going to read that. Ambitions in life. This is in 1997. To make it to the 2002 Olympics for snowboarding and halfpipe, I went there and watched you get second, so I made it. And then teachers' comments. Luke's a terrific kid with a terrific sense of humor. I still smile at the joke about aliens landing in Werribee during the space unit. So like I've been shouting out aliens since I can remember.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that crazy? So I think maybe we are aliens. I
hope I'm an alien.
I like either we're like in a simulator. We're either in a simulator
like
or
the Matrix.
Like the Matrix, and we're gonna die and we just wake up and we're like shit. Or we really are like on a floating ball through outer space. And aliens have to be real then, if that's the case. If we're real, if we're really here, aliens are real.
I mean, how can there not be?
That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, you kind of are one. You kind of are one.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we're also like gearing up to go colonize Mars and all this stuff. And I got a theory that there was like a planet before the planet, and then we're just getting sucked into the sun. So we just got to keep moving to the next continent.
Planet before the planet?
Planet for the planet, yeah.
Total Recall?
Total Recall style. That's a great movie.
Great.
They should make a movie about that.
They did. Uncle Arnold's in it.
Right there?
Oh, look, there he is.
Right there. There he is.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love that movie.
Are you, is there Mega in Japan?
No Mega. Vert, though.
Yep.
They just added that. Super psyched. I've never been to Japan. Always wanted to go there. And now we're going.
It's going to be sick.
So, are you going?
Yeah.
Sick. You've probably been there, though.
We've been there a bunch. I mean, he's been there way more than I have. Snowboarding's huge in Japan. He's like a megastar.
Super big.
Sick.
Super
Yeah.
big. I've got to do a big air in the stadium or Tokyo Dome.
Oh, shit.
Which was really cool.
Wow.
And then I jumped it because I had like one more jump after not making finals is like the show one. And I put on this Buddha mask and did like a big old back three, stony baloney. The crowd
want
went
to see that.
crazy. They were like, oh, and I couldn't see.
Oh, Danny!
Yeah, someone was like, oh, this present for Shaun White. And I'm like, sick, it's a Buddha mask. I just like walk in, put it on my head. Sean's like, that's cool, where'd you get it? I'm like, oh, some guy just gave it to me. Anyways, I'm gonna go hit the jump, I'll see you later. And I like put it over my goggles and fully sent it. But the culture, board sport culture is really cool in Japan. Like
That's what I've heard.
One of my favorite photos I saw from the Olympics this time around, our buddy Ripsinger took, big shout out, because he he went over to go get it, but he didn't realize that they're really serious about credentials at the Olympics. They don't just like let anyone in.
Well, that's weird, huh?
But anyways, it's really cool because it's like right there in Shibuya.
Yeah.
Or Roppongi, I don't know.
Shibuya.
One of them's bad, one of them's good.
That's a Bitcoin.
And,
that's a.
But it's these like 3 little Japanese girls with like penny decks, just staring up at the TV, like watching, the skate Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're going to see a huge explosion, like in skating, of course.
Dude, it's already going off over there. There's like this group of kids. They're like, I think the oldest one's like 11. One of them just did a 900. One of them can do like stalefish 720s. Like, it's insane the level that they're skating at. So I'm pretty scared to see where they're going to be at in like 3 years.
Yeah, well, you're going to have that moment, I'm sure. Like Bob's had quite a few of them where he's like, oh, man.
Oh,
I know
man.
they're not building mega ramps over there yet, are they?
Not yet. But I hope they do. That'd be sick. There's actually one, that kid Guy from Brazil. He just built like a replica of mine down in Brazil.
Oh, really?
The other way around. So the return's on this side.
What do you mean return?
So like the my quarter pipe's like this, so it kind of favors me from like goofy.
Oh, yep.
So you go like this, backside.
Ooh, you're goofy. Okay, he's regular.
His is this way, but
yeah,
be pretty cool to try that one out.
Do you is it like open policy for your ramp? How does it work?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, since that slam that Lizzie took,
slam?
I've been a little bit more hesitant to just be like, come fucking try it,
Yep. And she's like one of the world's best.
Dude, yeah, that was so wild, man. Like
that groan. Like after I saw that crash a couple times, like Miles had showed it to me before the footage was released, and then I'd seen it a couple times, but I hadn't heard the audio. And then when I heard the audio of her groan when she landed,
it was so gnarly, dude. It was so loud, and so violent, and like I was standing up there filming her. Like, you got this. Oh, like we all thought she had it, dude. And I didn't see her fall. Like I just seen her hit, and then I saw her fall head first, and I was like, oh my god, she just fell under her head and broke her neck. I jumped down that ramp so fast and ran up to her. I thought I was gonna run up to her like out, and she was just like, ugh. But anyways, to answer your question, like, yeah, I'm usually pretty cool about it, but I'm trying to put a net up there right now. I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah,
trying to make it a little bit safer, but yeah.
How do you do net homework? Like, how do you do homework on the net? They doing pretty good at like mountains. Like they've got pretty good like nets at like
you
snow
got a net
mountains.
guy?
I got a net guy.
I need a net guy.
Hit up Lindsey Vaughn. She knows all about the nets. I feel like she's always running into them like ski race style.
Yeah.
But what kind of waivers do you make people sign for?
I actually just copied the one from Tony's ramp and just like reworded it a bit. Just cross that out.
He's like, cross out Birdhouse.
I took Tony's waiver, crossed out Birdhouse, crossed out Tony.
Yeah,
and
it's very smart.
It was funny because Sean White actually just hit me up recently for a waiver. He's like, "Hey, do you have a waiver?" And I was like,
"You're the waiver guy."
I'm the waiver guy. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I just copied this one from Tony's.
What's he built?
He's got a mini ramp at his place.
Oh, in LA.
In Malibu, I think he's at. It's so crazy that he doesn't skate vert, man.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's like ridiculously good. And it was pretty cool to skate like those years of contests with him and just, man, unlike anyone else. Like every wall was like that high. So wild.
Yeah, he shredded that for a while. It's crazy because he could just jump off the snow, jump on that, and he was, competitive to PLG.
Oh, yeah. I think he just got kind of burnt out from not having a break. I think I asked him at one point. I was like, "What, dude, what's up?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Dude, it's just nonstop from summer to winter to summer to winter." Like,
yeah. And I think for him, it's just like at that point, you're right. He's just burnt and he like wants to live a little.
Yeah. But I just think like, man, if I had your talent, dude, like just go skate once in a while. Just do like a 20-foot McTwist like you can do with your eyes closed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he'd be one definitely to like you'd want to see transfer to the Mega. Like I think
I know
a lot of people really pushed him to do it, and I think also a part of like skateboarding, the culture is really serious, and I think like he maybe didn't feel as at home within like that community, Like,
yeah.
I remember him telling me some stories of just kind of like being that little grom on the vert ramp. Where dudes were just like,
vibing him. Yeah.
Like the changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you gotta take your licks in any sport, right?
Right.
And snowboarding's the same for sure. And skating, I feel like you really gotta like prove yourself as a person also.
Totally.
And I think it's one of the coolest things to like crack into, you know?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, it was
ain't
cool.
easy.
Yeah.
He was running that for a while. Yeah, it's like, and there's no like where he lives up in LA. There's no vert ramps. Like the only
Nothing.
vert ramps are like down by you guys.
There's
Is
the-
the Y still open?
Yeah, they have a small vert ramp now.
Yep.
There's the Vans Park in
Yep.
Huntington. They have like a 9-foot ramp,
Yep.
but that's it. And he had a vert ramp for a while. I
Yeah.
used to go skate with him. He had like he rented a lot at Fox Studios, and it's pull up to this lot. He's got the entire thing. There's a vert ramp in there, and he's just like skating by himself.
That's some Michael Jordan shit.
Yeah, I was like, this is insane, dude. Pulling into the Fox Studios lot. Like,
Is it okay if I bring my boombox in here, man? Like, jeez.
Because like you ever see the stuff on when they were recording Space Jam, with Michael Jordan, not the last one, the Space Jam. I just saw that LeBron James got nominated for Worst Actor of the Year.
I've still not
man,
watched the Space
that was a
Jam.
disappointment.
But like when they were recording Space Jam, I forget what it was, Disney in LA, and they built like a basketball court, and he just invite all the homies, and it was like it turned into like the gnarliest basketball sessions were happening
Wow.
like while the recording of
Oh,
this
that's
film,
so sick.
and everyone ended up being there because you had all the different players that ended up being in the movie, and some of the gnarliest like 3-on-3s happened like behind closed doors in this like this
Wow.
this basketball court that the studio built for him.
Yeah.
So that's some, yeah, man. It's fuck, man. Sean's he's definitely one of the biggest names in action sports, and and for what he's done, and who knows, like maybe like after he stops riding a snowboard or putting himself what he's putting through here,
Yeah.
I don't think people like that are ever gonna want to stop. I don't think he's ever gonna disappear. I think you're not gonna see the
Yeah.
end of it. And as he like, as long as his body, like, how's your body holding up?
Oh, knock on wood, like pretty good. Yeah, let's knock on that wood. But I'm definitely feeling a little bit stiff and achy at times. But I try and do everything I can. I got an ice bath at home.
How good are they?
Oh man, that's the number one thing I've found for recovery and feeling good. Just sitting in there 10 minutes a day, and then
Every day?
I try.
Yeah.
And then like I'll do that, hot tub, stretch, repeat, drink a ton of water, repeat. But yeah, not too. My ankles are kind of like, have been pretty stiff lately. I don't know what that's about,
That's age.
but yeah, maybe.
Could be winter,
Winter,
winter brings
yeah.
in some aches here and there.
I just realized I have like this cyst in my wrist. I saw my dude that I go see this morning. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
that's a big bump.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, my wrist has been hurting. He's like, oh yeah, you've got a cyst. I was like, what do I do for that? He's like, you just got to mash it out. I'm like, what?
Like, what? Like, go take another slam? Like, what do I do?
Pretty
Like,
much.
oh.
Yeah, he's like, slam really hard right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, dude, we appreciate you here. We're stoked that you're part of the Monster Energy family.
Oh yeah, me too.
And before we go, Danny's got this like lightning round. He like fires off.
Okay.
Don't
Yeah,
really
so-
just think quick.
Think quick, right? Right off the top of your head. What is your favorite old school vert trick?
Probably a stalled invert, like really stalled.
Really stalled.
Yeah.
Most prized piece of art in your collection?
Might be this new piece that my buddy Zach just got for me. It's like this ridiculously big, like Deadpool Venom statue.
You got statues, huh?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
cool.
I can't believe he got it for me. It's like obnoxiously big
And evil.
and evil.
What's your favorite thing about living in California?
The weather,
What do you miss the most about New York City?
the food,
I was going to say pizza. Pizza's pretty good there.
all around food, just nonstop eating there.
Favorite Sopranos character?
Tony?
Gnarliest vert skater ever?
Ever. I'd like to say my friend Tom Boyle that's passed away. He was an incredible skater.
Can you squash the rumors? Do people use magnets in their shoes on Mega Ramp?
Is that a rumor?
I think it's science we want to know about.
No.
His feet are like stuck to the table.
He's
He's like,
like,
no,
is that a rumor?
So it's not a rumor.
It's not a rumor. I mean, it's just, people don't see what goes on behind doing a trick. It's like days and days just to do it once. There's no magnets. It's just a lot of tries.
It's not magic.
That's not, I mean, maybe sometimes it's magic.
Your favorite skate graphic of all time?
Maybe Tom Penny, the magic mushroom
Ooh,
one.
that's a good one.
There's some good flip graphics
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Is that
those
it?
are all the questions
Sweet.
I have for
made
you.
it through.
Well, we appreciate you,
Yeah.
and that's a wrap. And just
Awesome.
fucking welcome to the squad, dude.
Thank you. Unleash that beast. Let's do an event in that backyard.
Let's do
soon.
it. Can't wait to have you guys down.
I want to hit it. Can we
Hit it.
move the quarter pipe?
We can
But
put an
let's
airbag in
let's
front.
Put in some
dot.
Lindsey
I ha-
Vonn nets
Yo,
for
let's
me.
let's.
That's
I was on a
cool.
call last week, and let's dot that that big air you want to do.
The 100-foot?
Yeah,
Let's do that.
Let's do
It's
it.
seriously been on my mind for a really long time.
yeah.
Let's set this world record.
Let's do it. I just got to talk to Danny and get his approval maybe.
Oh,
Because
way.
he holds it right now. It's
With the Great Wall jump?
yeah, it's 85 feet.
Do you really need to get approval?
I mean, it'd
He'll
be
just
nice.
show up
Maybe
and
just
kick
let
your
him
ass.
know. Hey, dude. He might be bummed.
I would just make sure you put the call in, because it'd be a bummer if you would just set the record again at 90 feet and then you do 100 feet a week later.
Yeah.
So you might want to put in the courtesy call.
Yeah, exactly.
Be like, sorry, dude.
Sorry, dude.
Your
just leave a
phone's mine.
voicemail.
Well, yeah. Oh,
Thanks,
shit.
dudes.
Thank you.
Unleashed with the Dingo and Danny. Fueled by Monster Energy.